alert. Cue the chaos. Theorycraft Online shields up, snacks ready. Welcome aboard the Cottontail 86 stream, live on Twitch. Simulcasting to Kick and YouTube. Catch the VODs later, but for now, stay for the ride. War trails burning through the midnight blue. Fleet alarm screaming while the chat cuts through. One eye on the refinery, one eye on the raid. Laughing through the madness that the galaxy made. Marbles rolling wild while the emotes fly fast. Pokemon battles and the memes never last. Vulcan with the logic, Klingon with the fire. Cotton's on the bridge and we're climbing higher. Loop drops glittering in the neon haze. Every new surprise just lights up the page. Twitch in the front row, kicking the mix. YouTube holding the replay for the later fix. Whatever the game, we're ready to explore. From Starfield skies to the channel Discord. Roar, the groupies growing every night we collide. Cottontail 86 with the hyperspace ride. Countdown running, engines hum. Everybody in the chat says, here we come. Mic check, lights up, let the music roll. One more step and we launch full throttle. To boldly claw where the grinders won't go. Dark blue lights and the neon glow. Theorycraft loud while the warp core spin. Raise those shields. Let the chaos begin. Cottontail 86 taking over the night. Purple in the stars of the Zion lights. Laugh, rage, wheel spins. Community strong. Bridge crew ready. Now crank this song. Hey, spin that wheel. Hey, make that deal. Hey, fleet up, punch in. Let's ride. Warp speed, no brakes. Quick play, high stakes. Bridge crew standing side by side. Hey, clip that win. Hey, let the show begin. Hey, bring the hype from wall to wall. Twitch on live, kick on deck. YouTube's waiting for the call. Bundles to claim and a dozen tabs deep. Chat moving faster than a furring you can cheat. Somebody yelling, hit the refinery. While Cotton's theory crafting perfect strategy. Tangy is screaming, alerts collide. Stream a bot barely keeping the systems alive. But somehow the chaos turns perfectly clean like a starship dancing through a battle scene. Buttons get mashed and the scoreboard shakes. Every little moment turning into break. Community rolling with the jokes and the lore. New faces welcome through the hangar door. The lag gets heavy, we keep moving on. If the match runs long, then the anthem stays strong. No matter the mission, no matter the star. Cottontail 86 takes it just a little farther. So if you're arriving from the raid tonight or finding the stream in the search bar light, Twitch for the live, Kick for the thrill, YouTube for the voice. When the night grows still, keep your seatbelt tight and your volume high. We're flying through the static, through the pixel sky. One chip, one chat, one electric spark, lighting up the void from the intro mark. Deep breath in. Hold that flame. Hey. Chat tight fast. Say the name. Cottontail 86 front and center. Press start now. Welcome to the adventure. To boldly claw where the grinders won't go. Rabbit on the captain's chair, running the show. Community strong and the energy bright. Cottontail 86 going live tonight. Dark blue thunder and the purple skies. Science sparks reflected in everybody's eyes. From fleet command to marbles rolling along. Bridge crew ready. Now sing this song. Stay tuned for the chaos. Stay tuned for the lore.
That's better. That's better.
Before we explore.
I'd much rather have crabs.
Don't worry, you'll see.
Hey, MJ.
And the lives on Twitch. And kick with me. Stream is live. Engage. Welcome to...
Alright, loot the dead. Yeah, he's a human. Why is that not working? Loot. There we go, okay.
Hey, Mard.
Is this the gun? Oh, this is the gun. This item is on the owner's account, cannot be looted. Unbelievable, but it's dead. Alright, at least let me grab some consumables from him then. Waste not, want not, right? Like if you kill an animal, you kind of want to take everything from it.
I missed my cue. What happened? Media player is not playing music where it's supposed to be playing music. Oh, I got it muted. It helps if you actually have it playing. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was messing with some of my settings in my mixer because I was trying to play around with monitoring off of the mixer itself instead of monitoring through OBS. And it just didn't work out right. Good evening, Mord. Arcfall hype? Let's go. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I'm actually a little excited for territory changes. I don't think that it's really gonna... I don't think it's gonna be a bad thing. I think I got all the things going. Yeah, so it should be fun, it should be interesting. It should hopefully not be too chaotic. A lot of information yet to come. A lot of information yet to come. Because the only thing we know for sure right now are the territory things. And we still have a lot of content related information yet to come. Because we know the feature, we don't specifically know the content. And the feature is, you know, technically going to be alliance based. So it takes the pressure off of, you know, a single person grinding a single loop. This is going to be more like Maverick, if I had to take a guess. Where it's, you know, group effort pays off in the end. Everybody contributes. Some people are going to work a little harder than others, but as long as we have visibility into who's doing the work and who's not doing the work, alliances can make decisions about how to handle that. I kind of wish they had a thing where, as part of that ARC preview, like there would be something here, not something that we could interact with, but kind of like how we had the academy system start out, where there was indicators. Chad,
Flying like a game of flames. New folks rolling in, whole squad insane. Pull up to the bunny domain. Welcome to the burrow, welcome to the show. Wanna tell live, let the good vibes flow. Ready to train crazy, watch the numbers go. Drop your remotes, let the whole chat know. Welcome Raiders, welcome Raiders. Hey.
welcome in, everybody.
Done.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I ever watched this animation before.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't think I've seen this.
I think it changed from the time that they originally did it.
Another one. Yum,
Welcome
yum,
in,
yum,
Warzone.
yum, yum. That's a
Cut
yummy
off
one.
for Chad.
That's a yummy one.
Good morning from fictional Washington. Washington, D.C. or Washington State? Welcome in, everybody. If you haven't been here before, I am Cottontail. That is Deadpool, and I'm about to get teabagged. Oh, DC? Nice. You don't have to wait. I just need to put some timeouts and
Chad
checks
just,
in
like,
there.
Failing miserably right there. I was gonna say you were rocking this race, but come on, what are you doing, dude?
I lost
Fister
it.
is going to lap you. Look at that, Fisty. Go, Fisty, go. Oh no, you just drove off the track for no reason whatsoever.
I'm doing hard mode.
Welcome on in, Chad. Welcome on in, Green Tea, Ellie, Loston, Broken Wolf, Warzone once again, Queen Fanny. How y'all doing tonight? How was Chad's stream? I did not get to watch very much of it. I got off work and I ended up coming home, got in the shower, and then realized I needed to go run to the pharmacy because I forgot to grab stuff on the way home. And yeah, so now we're in game and doing a little bit of whatever activities we may have for a day like today. I know typically it's like a faction hunt, hostile hunt kind of day, so hoping that there's a little bit of that and not much else going on in here. But if you have not been here before, I am Cottontail. I am another Star Trek Fleet Command streamer, part of the Next Gen, which is a affiliate with the Warp Drive 5, who we will be watching later to get the official patch note reading and all of the fantastic information. In about 45 minutes, our cohorts, the Inglorious STFCers, which is on Loston's channel tonight, will be hosting their Arcfall. I don't know if we want to call it a celebration, preview, festivities. Always a fantastic time over there. They've got a group of, I think it's 6 streamers. Morning. I think they got 6 streamers right now. Had a Krenum event and faction hunt and then farmed some silence. Nice. Krenum I could get behind. I could get behind some Krenum if I get that. Because I think I'm about due for some DTI rep stock up. It's been a little bit.
Let's go.
GS31, baby. That would be the one ship I think I'd be the most excited for coming up. Like, the Borg Cube is pretty great, but the GS31, that takes care of so much stuff in such a nice way. Somewhere between that and the Dauntless are my 2 favorite ships. It's a little sad that the new arc or the new feature is not going to be relevant for that next month. Or next month. Tomorrow. In the next arc, I'm 92. Vengeance gives the same feeling. Yeah. Not in the same way, because Vengeance is like a looking forward kind of ship. And at least for me, like the Dauntless and the GS31 is a loop helper for all the past content that I'm still engaged in and don't necessarily want to invest the time in or have the time to invest in. So like it's all different roles, different purposes. Obviously somebody that's getting into the ship fresh has a different perspective on it. But I mean, yeah, the Vengeance is an amazing ship. Like the life with and without the Vengeance in G7 is amazingly different. Changed outposts, which has made that loop more manageable. Yeah, that's actually a really good point because, you know, like I'm able to do a solo outpost a solo 70 outpost with just the Vengeance, full loot crew. You know, basically maximizing my dock space with that, because then I can go out and send, you know, a titanium miner and ore miners and par steel miners overnight. You know, because I mean, you can see right now I have 5 ships mining currently, and that's that's mostly a 24/7 thing these days. Hi Dustin, how's it going tonight? Still slowly grinding the Vengeance out. It's a slow process. It's a very slow process. The good thing is there's a lot of additional ways being brought into the game. After the Arc launch, we're gonna have 4 different ways to acquire the blueprints. You know, so there's a lot of manageability to it at that point. Vindicator tier 3, wow. Thank you for the 7 stream streak, Dragon Ghost Rider. That's awesome. Territory BPs for Vengeance and G7 Uncommon seem great. I was really surprised to see the G7 Uncommon included in that. Voyager's also up another tier. Dustin, you are making some great paths, my man. About halfway, hopefully 3-star systems of TC update have a manageable cost for the BP. I didn't look into the details of what if they had anything really specific in the Arcfall video of what services were going to be available in what places. I don't know if they got into the details that heavy. I know there was kind of a hint that there may be something about rotation involved with some of that. So it'll be interesting to see where all the services land on all the systems. How many Novas should you have ready to build before going to G5? Honestly, Dustin, 1 is a good place to start, especially if you have any of the G4s. If you skip to the G4s, you know, like if you're ready to build one as soon as you can hit 51, that'll get you. That'll get you on your feet right away.
Who is on first? What are you asking me for? I don't know. Wait a minute. I'm asking you who's on first. That's his name. Well, go ahead and tell me. Who? The guy on first. That's it.
Nice catch, Greg and Ghost Rider. That Chad's just fairly recently into G5. He's saying 1 as well. We don't need that. Is it the Vidra Silent Day today? Orion's. It does not feel like a Wednesday today. It truly does not feel like a Wednesday. You really only need 1 if you take it to Dominion space. Yeah, I don't even remember how the warp drive all works, or the warp distance and stuff all works out. Because like if you're able to get quantum slipstream unlocked or something like that, that opens up so many pathways to having extra distance on your ships, having rush being able to get maxed out fairly easily. The Dominion G5. The Dominion's a really good spot to be because most servers have that protected for OPL, and it's a little bit faster too. No? I kind of wish that you could peek into that system right now without the Voyager. It takes so much work to find a ship that doesn't have enough warp range. Yeah, this is a Franklin 8. It probably will. No, okay. 240. 240 is a little bit deep, but twice as fast and has 60 million nodes. That's a good spot to be then. I was gonna say even in the Voyager systems is usually fairly convenient too. Also want 1 or 2 Ops 50 ships too. That's not a bad idea because you're gonna be low again, MJ. Hi 50. We will get those mission keys. I have the page loaded and ready to go right now. We gotta make it a efficient thing. Had the timing all down for tomorrow for the new Arc launch for all the new collection events. Also need the Annex class, the Relativity, Revelant, Monavine, and Corn ship. Oof. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of things. I mean, it's... a lot of times it's... I don't even know what to say.
Thank you for the stream streak. I just want to thank you for the stream streak.
$50 check with 80 stream streak. My God. It's amazing. I would have never thought that I would have anybody with a streak up there like that. Holy shit. Dusted Voyager had 355 warp range. Vindicator's warp range 350. Tier 3 starting to feel strongest. A lot of people have the Vindicator doing some pretty decent stuff. A lot of people do some extra stuff with the Vindicator other than their hostile, or not the hostile, the armadas with them. But it gets kind of interesting because, like, as you get into being able to do like the what you'll get into the Excelsior, the V'ger loop here, and so much of the stuff is transitioning to being boosted off of FKR. So needing a faction ship, it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher to tell people to push past the faction ships and ride the specialty ships through it. Because I mean, I feel like I've been fairly okay. I mean, part of that is because the way like the Conqueror board kind of flipped the game a little bit. I had the Vengeance built up to, or the Crenshaw built up to tier 12 so I could build the Vengeance. So that's already a fairly capable ship. And then it's kind of clicked that trying to max a Vengeance or trying to max a Crenshaw while building the Vengeance is a little counterproductive. So I flipped over to building a Enterprise E, and I'm going to use that as kind of like the main secondary ship, like my main G6 Epic grinder thing. You think it can ride the specialty ships till 66? That's not too bad then. Because if you can ride them all the way through G5 into G6 pretty decently. It all depends on what new content happens. Because, you know, like we've had the stuff currently, you know, starts at 61. And, you know, like obviously this territory stuff, I really, really, really don't see them cutting it off like that. I hope they don't, at least. five to 10 Starfleet ships that are not Starfleet ships. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, and I think there's a difference between like the specialty loops and like your FKR dailies and stuff 50, because obviously those don't have the same restrictions in place. Like those hostiles are 100% built to be able to be handled by the GS. You know, Gorn, Silence, even to an extent, V'ger and Academy can be handled fairly decently by a ship like the GS. Yeah, on the Cube. It's just the way that they've been dealing out their newer research, and maybe that's going to be fine. Maybe that's a level 70 plus thing where most of that newer research is, but we may see more specialty loop things. I mean, like the new opponents that we have coming tomorrow. If it's not a FKR faction ship, you cannot kill them. You cannot engage in combat with them at all. Like, it requires to have some level of a faction ship to engage with. And that's the direction that we're being pushed. That's supposedly that's kind of one of Cameron's directives, is to bring us back into our faction ships and you know, using those as our core daily things. Our go-to ships should be, you know, one of the 3 faction ships that we get. And Dustin, I don't think that's a bad point, that, you know, as they're pushing for that it wouldn't really be a bad idea to have those specialty ships that are obviously part of the factions to be able to get some of those faction bonuses. Because it would only make sense with something that we've kind of long complained about, but it's never really been important before. And I think tomorrow's launch is where that importance really, really hits a peak. Yeah, I mean, they did kind of start that with the Borg Cube blocks. But the Athena with the Venari skin is hot. Want to use that and show it off. Well, I mean, and it does its thing. Like, it's for its loop. Like, there's not a ship that can do what it does better. You know, like, it's got its set role. I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't know, seeing some kind of research or something that gives more utility to it. Because it gets obvious with stuff like the Vidar and like the Fisha, where they're not obviously a faction ship. But if they did something like that, they would have to be a little more varied in their origins and not pick everything to be Federation. They'd have to spread it out into Romulan and Klingon a little bit. But I mean, that only really becomes super important when, you know, like if they ever really did make factions truly matter in this game. How much of Skydance owning Paramount, CBS, and Star affect certain ships? I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I mean, through the game, the Vidar is a Romulan ship. Technically speaking, I think the Cube would be aligned to the Romulans as well. If I remember the way that story went. or at least even through, you know, like with the Picard and all the stuff that happened with that, there could be a lot of stuff involved for that. Do you think if they removed the faction lock, it'd be a big deal maker? Well, they tried to remove the faction locks. That received immediate revolt from the community. Immediate revolt from the community. Yeah, it wasn't a simulated Romulan ship that became the Vidar. I can't remember the specific lore behind it, but I do remember that it was chasing ships in Romulan sectors as it was becoming assimilated and stuff. There've been some people asking to remove the lock again. I wouldn't mind having it optional. Because, like, I wouldn't mind being two faction, because being able to have chasers in a faction is really useful. Like, super useful. But, I mean, having all three factions locked is also very, very optional. And, you know, one could argue with all of the exocomps and Mirror Universe and stuff, like, there's a lot of ability to not affect your rep in a negative way. Like, it may not be as necessary for that faction lock to be in place. Some kind of a slider tab, turn it on and off. Because I don't know if I would want to actually completely lose a faction. Because it comes with a lot of benefits for building these neutral ships, like the Nova, the Selkie, the Aphelion, where you can contribute credits from all three factions into that ship. You don't have to spend an entire faction at it. But I'm also a player that doesn't build every faction ship at every level. I know some people love to do that. I'm typically a one ship per level kind of person for the most part. Like, I'll go back and build them later, but as I'm progressing through my levels, it's 100% a very uncommon thing for me to build more than one ship. I can't find the V'ger Ryans. I mean, that's a little bit of a difference in play style, of course. Like, everybody's gonna approach everything just a little bit differently. But I mean, you can kind of, I wish there was an easy way to show the shipyard. But going back through like my ships here, I've only got one rare still for G6. I only have one of the uncommons for G6. I have the two epics, but that was mainly because I didn't pick a direction when I started. I've gone back and rebuilt all of the epics for G5, and that's only been as I've gotten the blueprints. I originally just had the Dare decks. I've got 3 Novas. Did I scrap one? I don't think I scrapped one. Unless I've got one out. It only shows 2, but I feel like I've got 3. And then G5 rares, I've still only got 1. The G5 uncommons, I've got... Or no, I've got a couple that are built. I've got the 2. No, I've got all 3 uncommons built. But like I said, all that's going back and rebuilding with the blueprints. Going back and rebuilding with the blueprints as I've unlocked... As I've gotten them through the grinding. 50's finally maxed Seska and Josh. Seska's a really big deal. So it does not matter what faction you get, you can still buy them. Yeah, that's very true. Like, and the amount of credits that you're getting today is very, very, very manageable for a lot of that stuff. That's all you really need because the faction ships will be stronger. Yeah, exactly. Just enough to keep you going. It's more efficient to do the one faction ship per level. You can focus on building it stronger and your research and make your progression go where you want. I don't want to have any connection to Coronar, but it's good for faction repping. I hear you, Dustin. Like, I liked my Pylum. My Pylum was the one that I always used. And I did end up buying a Coronar just because I got the blueprints for it to have the second one. And I built the I can't remember the name of the Federation battleship. I wanted to say Intrepid, but that's not the Intrepid. But I ended up building that to scrap for... I built it to scrap. I don't remember which ship it was. It must have been for the Nagvar. Don't remember exactly. Hey, Asian boy. Not too much yet. Not too much yet. We're just kind of talking through, just kind of talking, just chatting. Took me a while for me to build the G3 ROM and G3 Klingon mining ships because they look like Earth ships. Yeah, the DTI ship blueprint claim. There's researches in, there's favors in the faction store, or in the Terran faction store. And there's a favor in, is the Terran faction store the one that makes it more efficient to get the blueprints from the away team store? I don't remember what that was. Yes. Uh-oh. Deadpool's struggling. Now, Crozier was the G5. Thank you for the 30 stream streak. 30 stream streak. Holy. Y'all are really getting up there with the stream streaks. Draven. Yeah, when y'all are hitting double digits on the stream streaks, I'm giving you VIP into the channel, and I'm gonna reset it at the beginning of every month. That's feel like I was typing in a command prompt. That's hilarious. You could too much IT work. I felt like I was trying to close the command prompt window. Welcome in, Martok. How you doing tonight? Welcome in, Draven. How are you? I'd not be surprised if I were to build less than 2 Galaxy class ships. I mean, it's at some point I think everybody's gonna go back and build a lot of those ships, because most people are gonna have the room in the shipyard to be able to do it. Okay, those two belong on the Vengeance. So I just need to find some people to fill in. I feel like this is what I ran last time. I need to save that crew if it works okay. Because being able to have two ships out doing the grind is so much more useful. Scrapping the third and final Nova right now. I think I might have started my scrapyard. No, I still have not scrapped any G5 ships. I just find it way too long of a commitment to put something in the scrapyard for that long. Like, I was gonna do it the other night. I really was gonna do it. I unseated all my fleet commanders and everything. And I just could not commit to tying up the scrapyard for that long. Especially going into a fresh arc. I was like, I gotta wait and just at least see what's coming. Because if I've got to scrap a Meridian or something like that, then I don't want to get caught with that fucker tied up for 60 days. Demolish the GS-31. I wouldn't do it on a dare. Ultimate DJs has set the precedent and the base price. We'll put it that way. I don't remember what the price was. I would do it for 5K, hell yeah. But I think for 5K he deleted 2 GS-31s in a relativity though. If it was 5K, I don't remember if it really was that high or not. But yeah, for 5K, I would definitely do my GS-31. It's a time saver, and 5K would offset that time pretty easily. Because I've still got the Dauntless. And the Dauntless could take care of most of that stuff, if not everything. It'd be great if they did something like scrap your max cube to your build your cube 2.0. Well, and you know, like something like that may come at some point because, you know, like the cube stops at 70 and we have ops going through 80 right now. So like something like that could gain extra life. It could also be a skin. Or it could even be some kind of a another upfit. I don't know any specific Star Trek lore that had to do with, you know, like cubes combining and creating a stronger cube. Hoping that if they do make a new ship for the TC update, they'll let us scrap Starcore Meridian for the blueprints. So from what I was understanding from DJs, he was very adamant that if they are doing any kind of ship, that he is not aware of it. And, you know, kind of from what I saw, there wasn't anything specifically that looked like a Meridian style ship. I take that back. Obviously, the Isogenite, a Meridian style ship, could potentially mine efficiently or with some enhancements or something. I don't think a sarcophagus would be related to it. And I think that's just mainly because that was part of an early discovery. You know, season 1. Please don't mine it for a single task. Well, if it's I mean, Caldon, if it's taking the current single task miner and, you know, like the Fisha was for the Devore, and creating another enhancement past its current stuff, like, that's not, I don't think that's that big of a deal, personally, because you're taking a single use ship for fairly dead content and making it relevant. Biggest problem with this update: hasn't been tested, won't melt the servers. Well, it's definitely been tested, but has it been tested enough? Hard to say. I question if it would be, because most of us have had the experience of TC battles and the lag with the TC battles, and knowing how rough the servers handled 300 ships being in the system. Is a normal takeover gonna be, you know, 200 ships plus the hostiles? And, like, is that gonna be pushing that 300 limit? Is this gonna be combat that's gonna cause that to happen? It wouldn't surprise me if it's gonna be a problem. And we may find that it is more beneficial for our fights in the territories to be more of a one ship versus per player kind of thing, and be more focused on what we're doing there, unless we're, you know, being attacked or fighting for the territory. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. I mean, there were times I think we had our entire server reset one time, to be honest. Like, it booted everybody on the entire server out, and it took like 15 minutes for everybody to be able to get back in. Given the officers coming, I'd be surprised if it was a Federation arc. It depends on how much related to Q it is. I think some of the officers are going to be related to the combat of the new hostiles too, though.
Queen Fanny 1, the territory update in STFC. It's like giving your spaceship a shiny new jetpack with a side of laser glitter.
Laser glitter?
More land, more chaos, more turf wars. Will it be wonderful? Absolutely. If you like your galactic battles with a spicy twist of mind, now cry later. Buckle up. It's gonna get delightfully wild.
Mine now, cry later? that could be a t-shirt for an OPL hunting thing. I'm gonna have so much egg on their face. There's a very strong chance. There's a very strong chance. Your two biggest alliances already negotiated splitting the new territory, and I would totally expect that. Like, there's gonna be a split for sure of the different play styles. Like, if your server's already pretty well settled and on decent terms in territory, I fully expect most servers to not have too much of a contest here. There will be other servers where it looks like the way it's going to be, this 1 star, this 2 star, and this 1 star are going to control the access to the 4-star territory. And so there are going to be servers that an alliance will take all 3 of these territories and then either take Brelin or Nierheimer and have full control over the 4-star, and just to make sure that they don't have a contest for their 4-star territory. Shirt with 4-star territory, mine now, crystal later. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little questioning if our server is gonna go peacefully or if it's gonna go through contest. Our strongest team on the server is right here. This is their sister alliance, and then we're friendly with them. So like we flip back and forth on Nierheimer here right now. So I imagine that the Big Brother alliance is gonna crawl up the coast here. And I don't know how the contesting is gonna go. If it's gonna be peaceful or contested. This is another really strong alliance, and they're not afraid to stir the pot. So it would be interesting to see what they move. And this is another strong alliance, another one that's friendly with us. And I don't anticipate that they're gonna make a move towards it, but they could also negotiate with the other big alliance, and these two could control it. It'd be interesting to see how it's gonna pan out. I'm not involved in the politics. I'm not involved in leadership of my alliance, so I don't know exactly where everybody sits for 100%. And yeah, I'm excited to see what moves and what shakeups could potentially happen. I know we're probably not gonna go after the 4-star territory. That's probably gonna be more work than what it's worth, but we'll have to see what everything is as it drops tomorrow, and maybe we rotate in as part of a rotation. Get it once a quarter or something. Don't even know if it's one of those things that's worth hanging on to for a week, or if you need to hang on to it for a month to make it worthwhile. Definitely a good time to be in a big alliance. You know, that's... If you want to be part of the new thing, being in at least an active alliance. At least being in an active alliance, because you're going to need people that are mining and hitting the new hostels to be able to get the isogenite, and, you know, doing those refines and getting the new stuff, keeping up on the cores.
Biddy dance, okay.
Good evening, Dark Tree.
I'll get the biddy dance going on today.
And I saw you raking snow, Omega J. Welcome on in, too. So, and, you know, like, there's always potential that there's additional systems that get added down the road. Like, just because month 1 of this new feature doesn't mean when the next territory reset happens that they're not going to add another one over here or down here. Because Q is, you know, not necessarily going to be doing all of his, you know, shenanigans in a light way. How's it going? So far, it's going good. I'm excited to see the changes. I don't think it's going to be... My alliance is not probably going to be anything going into anything heavy. We're probably going to end up sitting back and just seeing what shakes out. Yeah, after that would be the Starbreak. You don't have to go, Dark Tree. I'm sure Don was messing with you. There's a smiley face there. What changes? Just to like the the territory services and just adding in the new 4-star thing. Because they're going to be enhancing some of the buffs, changing out the buffs for new ones. So like these services will be changing, getting updated. Don't really know for specifically what they're going to be, but thank you, Queen Fanny. Wish they would get rid of the rifts. Which rifts, Wally? Oh, you're more than welcome here. Oh, the MU rifts. Yes, 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 yes. I can 100% say for sure that this content's been out long enough, we don't have to do the hard rifts through everything. There's zero benefit. There's zero benefit to it. Or at least give us a, you know, like a super highway that comes into like Mirami or something. Wonder if territory is getting 6-star mats. Does it not have 6-star mats now? Oh, it does not have 6-star mats. I mean, I guess there's a good chance that the 4-star system would have the 6-star mats, or they could rotate them down kind of like they did last time. Because they rotated the 4-star down to the 2-star system and 3-star down to the 1-star system. So they could implement something like that again. Or they could get rid of the 3-star here and do 4, 5, 6. It wouldn't be a bad thing. I just knew that they had updated it. I just didn't know what they had updated it to. I generally stay out of territory because I keep my exclamation point join to join in on the dungeon. I generally keep my miners up to where I can reach way out into the deeper space, and that way the players that are, you know, like at the lower end of the generation have easy access to those materials.
And asks him, "What's a potato clock?" He replies and says that he doesn't know, but he was just starting a new job and his wife told him he needed to get a potato clock.
Ours DJ, I love every time that you join. I love hearing that joke. Welcome in, Simon says. Glad to see you. Yeah, I mean, that may not be part of this, because obviously they have a lot of other stuff that they're going to be focusing on doing. But it would be good if they took the opportunity to put 6-star stuff in here to help with that advancement. It'd be due. It'd definitely be due. Why do some people like being surrounded by yes men? Nobody knows. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that was a joke, but I should have known. That was a good one, Bacon Fish. Welcome in. Ask Connor. I don't want to say anything negative about the guy, but I have a feeling that he's disconnected from the game and, you know, mainly on the business side of things and not really on the game side of things. Thank you for the raw bacon fish. Sigma Trit Pardil would be good though. If they put Sigma Trit in territories, I would fight for a territory. I would fight to have one of the territories that had Sigma Tritanium. And I'm not just saying like I would put effort in. I would literally drop cash today to get some of those techs that have PvP abilities that I'm missing. All the G6 people trying to accumulate raw mats when they can't. G6 you can. You can. G5 you can't. But G6 you don't have as much need to. Good thing you didn't say anything negative about him. I mean, I don't have a great opinion. Like, he's let us down a lot, but I'm not going to say too much about it. Cotton, is Connor the new person that has been talking to us? Yes. No. Cameron. Cameron is the new person. I got me confused for a second there. Do gooder in PvP, yes. Do gooder in PvP requires monetary investment. What adding Latinum mining in territory? I don't think there's enough of a need for Latinum mining. Because you'd be giving up a lot. Adding in extra stuff like Latinum. I mean, even adding... Did they take out all the other Tritanium? They used to have Tritanium and Parsteel, and... Did they have dilithium nodes in here too? But they don't anymore. They converted all those. That's very interesting. Got bonus ads.
I just wanna thank you for the stream.
Oh, that does remind me. I actually had the welcome back message set on a timer, but I changed my ads from being 1.5 minutes of ads every 30 minutes to 3 minutes of ads every hour. But I never updated that timer. Or did I not do a welcome back? I don't think I did an actual. That doesn't look like I did anything actual. It's weird. 3-minute stream delay? Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Oh, it's up G6. I want to be able to steal it. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, there would be a lot of... I don't know if we would have a lot of... We would have OPL hunting, but I don't know to what level. Thank you for the 3-stream streak, Corey, if I didn't say that before. Cost of entry to these new systems will be another pop-up for their purchase store. Yeah, the activation cost is going to be extremely interesting to see how long it takes to get it accumulated and built up. Is Apex and Vindicator Thursday staying on Thursdays or moving to a different day? I don't think there was any intent to move any of the other events. We don't have Vindicator anymore though, right? Do we have Apex still? Apex was staying. Vindicator went away though. Well, we actually don't have Apex, do we? Oh, it's not Thursday today. Okay. I'm telling you, I have no idea what fucking day it is today. Occasionally the ads will get out of sync with the timers. Yeah, they definitely don't always line up. Like, I know it says a 3-minute ad, but sometimes people only get like a 30-second commercial too. Or sometimes they might get 3.5 minutes of ads or 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It's definitely not 100% consistent. But yeah, the Apex is at least staying on Thursday. The Vindicator thing, I'm not 100% certain. Because I think the Vindicator disappeared into the Voyage Through the Galaxy. Voyage Across the Void. I could never remember the name of this thing. I'm pretty sure the Vindicator event got absorbed into this. Or no. The specialty ship thing stayed. I don't know what stayed and what went. Maybe they stayed. Because we should have Cerritos. Yeah, we have Cerritos today, so that would stay then. Zindi is gone. Vindicator stays. Apex stays. Because they're all specific to their ship loop. Now, it's possible they could change the day, but I don't think it would have any enough bearing for them to do that.
I'm the guy who does his job.
Good evening, Inepticon. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, but I mean, you've got the Voyage Across the Void, and you're losing out on 5 a week. I don't remember if they put any of that in the... Yeah, but you get a surplus because of the stuff that's in the login calendar. I don't know if that makes up for the other 20, or if it makes up more. You can't look at it. But if it is a negative, it's a very, very small amount that it's short by. And it'd be very, very close. So like you're not losing out on it. It's still there. It still exists. Voyage Across the Void in the AMS SMS. SMS 125. I really killed the Zindi hostels for the event. It was one that I skipped fairly frequently. It was lower on my list than most of my things. I'm going to be completing more of it with this event than I would typically in a month. I will be well ahead on Premium Mirror Dust. With Voyage Across the Void. I'll be well ahead. Because I'd be willing to bet that I probably only completed 2 out of the 4 weeks of the month. I know it doesn't take a lot of time, but I mean, sometimes time is extra and not available. Oh, I got to wait for the Excelsior to get back to base. But even then, I'm starting to play in the arenas a little bit more, so I should be starting to get the premium dust drip from the Terran faction store relatively soonish. Oh, it's by the rank. Yeah, so hopefully on Friday I can get to Silver 4 and unlock that first one. Yeah, and that's true, Queen Fanny. Like, I have more time for those extra loops now with the bulk refining than I did a month ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever that got introduced. I think this is the 3rd week. This will be the 3rd week. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. Wait, why did BunnyBot join? That's right. I was doing shenanigans. I forgot about that. I was making it so I automatically joined those. I was making it so I automatically joined those dungeons. That way I don't have to hit the button on my stream deck for it. Uh-oh. Did it just... Lazy? Well, sometimes I lose... sometimes I get really focused on what I'm doing. Sometimes I just get really focused on what I'm doing. But I see a flaw in my plan. It's based on when the dungeon is claimed, not when the dungeon starts. So I need to change. I need to change the way that I have that set up. There's another one? Why is there another one? Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. Let's see, do we have a chat message? Nope. Do we have a trigger for this? I'm gonna have to put that in as a command.
But you'll see that the credit exchange, once we finish the other tasks here.
Hi, Mufasa.
Let's do this real quick. I know! I got a good task, didn't I, Elodie? In the minimum here. Alright, so I can go to the credit exchange right here. As you can see, I'm getting 39 of these currently. 39 times 62 is not that 2K amount. Okay, that is 2,418. right there. So we're just shy by about 200, I believe. Let's go and look at it again real quick. Just shy about 312, right? Easily enough done. So we'll come back to our faction store here. With our Bajoran, we actually have uncommon.
That's so much funny. That is a long video, but it's one of those things. It's like, it's a it's probably an important thing to have for the channel. So like, there's no reason to actually delete it. Like, you know, what do you do? It's a fault that I have in my system. Like, I need to see if I need to work on seeing if I can put a variable in there that says, you know, first try to get a clip that's under 30 seconds. At least NPC hostile to shoot 5 to shoot at in the new 3.0 territories. And that's kind of something that we had asked for originally when territories dropped. I had kind of hoped that we would have had the ability to activate a sentry that could patrol the territory for us. Like, that was my first request in territories when they first came out, is I wanted us to be able to have a territory service that allowed us to activate a patrol unit that would either send an alert in chat when somebody came in, or would attack the person that didn't belong there. The sentry is called a whale. Yeah, but the whale has to work. Or Asian boy, you got another 10% off discount code at the merch store. I don't know if it tells you anywhere. Like, ideally, it would whisper you. But I think you've got 3 of them now, or 2 of them at least. If there's anything on there that you want, and you want to use that merch code, and you don't have it, let me know and I can DM it to you. And Dauntless will not be usable. Dauntless will not be usable. GS31 will not be usable. The Borg Cube will not be usable. Their beaming will not be usable. Any of the non-faction ships, your Relativity, Revenant, Motivine, all that stuff.
Here's a thought for Queen Fanny 1. Oh, Queen Fanny 1, if Bunny Butt started whispering, imagine the chaos, sneaky secret hints, cheeky double entendres, and did Bunny just say that? Moments everywhere. Chat would be blushing and guessing if I'm sweet or just a little naughty. Whisper mode activated. Prepare for mischief, and if this maybe after some PG-13 spice.
I am glad I put a limitation on Bunnybot to only be able to go up to PG-13. Because that motherfucker would be going in there real super naughty. Well, I told it to walk the line, but I told it to keep it PG-13. I didn't need another freaking Lola Bunny running around here. The Vengeance is usable, Mord. That is the only non-faction ship that they have allowed, which I don't honestly agree with. I think if they really wanted to keep it to faction ships, then they should truly keep it to faction ships. I don't think that there's any reason that it should have been I don't think there's any reason they should have been favoring that ship. But somebody else had said it, if they are gonna allow the Vengeance, then they should at least allow the ISS Jelly too. Even if it's not gonna be strong enough to really be effective. I don't know where these hostiles are gonna start at. If it's gonna be like the tier 1 territory systems, maybe they start off at level 30, and then tier 2 maybe they go to level 50, and then tier 3 maybe they're at level 70. Like, it would be reasonable. It works so much better with the auto join. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. The Rapusi, where's Hat Boy when you need him? Hat Boy is on the Inglorious STF series right now on Loston's channel. USS Vamgain is closer to Starfleet ship, the Vengeance. The Vengeance, well, it's one of those independent ships that is technically a Starfleet ship. Because that was the Dreadnought class. Well, I think this is the one that came up in the second Kelvin movie. Into Darkness? Or was that the first one? Second one? The one that Marcus captained and was going after them. And Khan and all that stuff. I remember the movie, I just don't remember what the name of it was, I guess. Should FedEx him some Lola? This is an interesting concept. If you had to go onto Amazon and buy 5 things to mail MJ that would... Let's see. Would it be funnier to be 5 things that would represent Lola, or 5 things that Lola would send to MJ? 5 things that Lola would send to MJ. Can we please change BunnyBot to MA15 Plus with parental guidance recommended? It's through ChatGPT. I don't know if it can get that. I don't know where it tops out. Exclamation point joining in on the next dungeon. Like, I'd probably have to hook it up to Grok to really get it to be too much past PG-13. And I don't know, there could be a potential of getting... Did we have... I don't remember if I put the moderately spicy Lola into channel points. I did not. She's just in Pangea. A stuffed rabbit, a pocket rapussy, handcuffs, a bunny tail plug, and a collar. Sounds like my Halloween costume. Boy, that would take a lot of subs and a lot of bits. A lot. $20 to $20. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's always a price. I don't know what that price is. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. I don't know what that price is off the top of my head, but there's no reason to just immediately say no to a good time. Obviously, this platform may not be appropriate for part of that stuff. 2 hours on the shield. I don't think that's going to be enough. This is going to be a set of 72-hour shield night. Because I don't think a 24-hour shield is quite enough for something that comes with that big of a change. Put a long shield up until you get territory back. I thought about... I'll have to look and see if my alliance is going to make any specific suggestions for what territory we're going for. Nothing specific right now. Exclamation point join to get in on the next dungeon. Don't want to be raided. Yeah, definitely don't want to be raided. Gonna live dangerous, unshielded in territory. I don't think I have 15. I have some kind of quadrillion. I can't read what it says. Tangia dungeon is covering it up. I can just see that as a quadrillion something. Oh, I can cheat. 2.5. I only have 2.5 right now. That's still enough to not want to lose. Like, I would... If I knew that we were going to take the same territory, I would put up a 7-day shield. And move in there if I thought it was going to be contested for. Because if it's not something that's going to be contested for, then obviously it's not that big of a deal. I didn't even look. What else did we have to do tonight? The faction hunt, the voyage across the void, which is done. Oh, that was the Krenum stuff that Chad did. Yeah, I do all that stuff with the hostiles. So the Cerritos event. I don't even really do that one anymore. Yeah. So there's not really anything to necessarily specifically do tonight. All of it's just whatever prep work for tomorrow. I did go through the faction claims tonight last night. And I claimed all the particles in the territory section. Exclamation point joining in on the next dungeon.
Yeah. I was joking around that, man, I wish I could have a beard like Quasel and
Das.
Zero. And I had to back up because at the end of it, I put Entarpy.
Oh no, not this one
And I was
again.
like,
La 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 la. Level 1. Level 1 at what? Asian boy's been waiting. Tendia Dungeon time. Taking on Skull Cave of some sort. That's Skeletor's hangout. No peace. I need to get the I need to get this set up on a on a hotkey. I truly do. Because I need that to be at the ready. I've been meaning to do that for such a long time. I need to get more. Why do I have the spiders too? I thought that was a mini thing. You know, in the right movie or the right game, that could actually be pretty damn freaky. Alright, exclamation point, join to get in the next dungeon. Yeah, they work. I just wanted to make sure that they worked. That's something I've been meaning to do for such a long time. I might have to go see if I can buy that emote off of Etsy or something too. Because that is... I love it. It's such a cute emote. Crab Scuttle. That can be a play emote for the game. I should be able to work on that a little bit again this weekend. I think. I gotta rebuild some credits in the AI engine. I burned through a lot of credits getting all the assets set up in there. But it was very interesting. I could actually show that off. I never even thought about that. I don't have like the join stuff set up correctly yet or anything. I don't know if this is the window. That is the window. I don't know if I have the actual stuff set up 100% yet. But it's starting into like a fairly decent demo program. Very rudimentary. Very rudimentary. But it's starting to become a thing. A lot of the animations and stuff needs to be. But this is all AI coded. This is all AI coded. Like I did not create a single thing other than through a text prompt in this entire game right now. I'm actually surprised that it was able to create the crab movement as thoroughly as it did. I was hoping that one of these crabs would get stuck, but I've even got it set up so it can move camera into some of these other crabs and stuff too. Move it around the track a little bit. It kind of just changes perspective on the currently focused crab. But it's kind of the same concept. I gotta slow the beach ball down a little bit. Still better graphics than Losted's car racing. I'd say it's about on par. So one of the things that when these crabs get near each other, they're supposed to have an ability to pinch off the leg of another crab. And I haven't... it's supposed to visually change perspective with the number of legs that are left on the crab. And their speed's supposed to slow down as they lose legs. And there's supposed to be a chance that the seagull actually carries the crab off the track. So there's a chance of death. No, this is just a demo right now. This is something that's being worked on. I've still got to set up the hey, I got a discount to my merch store. So yeah, it's just the it's a rough sketch of, you know, something that DOS was throwing out for wanting for a concept. Yeah, right now the track layout is random. So like where all the stuff starts from and everything, it we have more than 20 racers apparently. It will just randomly put all the obstacles on the track. I don't have it set up so I can really look at it too much. So we can see like there's a cup and then 2 plates or whatever. So you can see like it randomly puts the obstacles on the track. So like there's some variability in it. It's just a matter of like the next thing would be to have a little bit of random meandering back and forth on the track. But I mean, it's technically almost ready to ship and use. I actually looked at getting it published on based on Red Run Ruby's crab race. Which one would that be? Oh, are you talking about the other? My demo version 1. That's not the one. That was actually just my first version of the game. That one actually is functional. It's not near as fun, but it is functional. This is just where I sketched out like the basic concept. Because this only took me... Transform, fit to... Oops, wrong one. Where are you? Yeah, this was version 1 of this stuff. And this one actually works. Like, you can type Scuttle in the chat. And join in on the I want to call it a race. Yeah, exclamation point join to get in on the boss fight. Fighting Pickle Rick. I didn't set up the thing for this one yet. But yeah, this one actually works. You can do exclamation point Scuttle in the chat to join this race. And this one is fully functional, and people could technically use this if they wanted to. Maybe it works? I didn't see... Oh, Dragon Ghost Rider must be behind the light. Oh no, there he is. The coconut crab is actually a coconut. It's a little bit small. But it's not nearly as done or anything like that. The Dick and Balls palm trees, yeah. I did not create any of the assets or anything. I didn't even tell it to create palm trees or clouds flying by or anything. I just said that I wanted to be on a beach. And it took the liberty of generating it. But it started with the same thing where it had an assortment of obstacles. You know, like this was kind of like the basic foundation. Just to, you know, like start putting ideas down. Because, you know, like when you're in a format like this, it's so simple to just go through and, you know, proof of concept things. Yeah, I mean, I might continue working on this to bring a little bit more life into this and stuff too, because this is so simple that, you know, that could be a little fun thing to be able to do. Man, that boss is very, very, very strong. I did it again. No, that was what it's supposed to be. Okay. And now I've got the Tangia boss one set up on the auto join for me too. But it's fun. Like, it's just a quick little project, you know, like that's live and that's usable at this point. You know, like creating an actual game that people install on their computers will take a little bit more work, and there'll be a little bit of expense to get that published on like Steam, but that's probably where it's gonna end up going. What FKR ship do I like the best? Overall, throughout my entirety of the game, the faction ship that I've liked the best was the Pylum. Just because it has that loot boost built into it. And the interceptors just always work really well for doing that hostile grind, because you get a little bit of speed and, you know, you run with them. Especially when you get a little bit of research on the shields and get the shields up a little bit, you can really pack a punch with it and make an impact. What about you, Dustin? Which one has been your favorite? Anybody else too? What's been your favorite faction ship in the game? That's a really good question. Don't know. I mean, that's always kind of, it's been my answer to things for quite a while. I mean, I feel like the 46 rare ships were the ones that I used the longest, because I used that ship regularly, even in the G6. Cannon ship from TOS, the movie, and TNG DS9 Voyager. I love the fuck out of the Sanctus too, to be honest. That was my G6 ship for sure. And I loved my battleships because they were fantastic for armadas and PvP. But like for the actual hostile grinding and faction rep and stuff, those interceptors were really hard to beat. But those interceptors could also be really big PvP monsters too. Favorite cannon ship?
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce a man with no natural skill, talent, or work ethic.
That's a very, very tough question.
One of the greatest champions the galaxy has ever seen. I love that song.
Kill DJ's Crenshaw with your Pylum. I've seen some very interesting kills against his ships. I got a little bit sad that I couldn't be in the Veil with him too, because I would have loved to have had one of them surprising ones. The Fat Enterprise D. Okay, Dustin likes a big D. Enterprise D was a really cool ship. You know, if I'm gonna be honest, It was probably from DS9. And what was Gowron's ship? Was that the Nagvar? Not Gowron. Mortox. This sound clip if I ever heard one, yeah. It wasn't directed at me, so it worked out great. Sovereign class. Bad with the ship names outside of feds. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I'm not somebody that really paid a lot of attention to a lot of the ships. The ships weren't really the important part of any of the series or movies to me. It was always about the crew and the captains and, you know, like all of those things more than the actual ships that they were commanding, because a lot of times you could stick the captain and crew on any ship and end up having, you know, like an amazing outcome. But I think it was the Negvar, because that was the first ship that I saw in game that I was really able to recognize in a Star Trek series that wasn't a mainline ship. You know, it wasn't another version of the Enterprise. It wasn't another Federation ship. That was the first one that I truly recognized, other than like the hostile ships from Enterprise that we had in the lower levels of the game. Like, obviously those were really easy to recognize, but it took me about 20 years or more to even stand looking at the Sovereign class. I loved Vet Ships. Excelsior by far my favorite. And I think I really did like the Kelvin Enterprise too, to be honest. Like, there was just they did a really good job of giving it a fresh look while still making it recognizable as part of the original IP. Like, they struck a really good balance of modernizing and still paying the correct homage to the Treks that came before. But it was really neat when the skins came out to bring back some of the original series ships. And I had watched the original series quite a bit. Like, I had seen like the Klingons. I was familiar with how the Klingons looked in the original series, but I had never really seen any of the ships. I had never paid attention to any of the ships of the Klingons or the Romulans in space. So when I first saw them in game, I really wasn't familiar with what they were, but as I was going back and rewatching the original series, I was able to kind of see that and see what they were, see that they were actually very good representations of those ships from the original series. But I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched the original series from episode 1 till final episode. It's just one of those things that I've always caught on TV and syndication, and I've seen at least most of the episodes, if not all. cannot stand the bend in the JJ Enterprise to Stealth Islands, and I cannot stand blue. Can't stand the blue. I don't know. I thought it looked kind of cool, but I like blue. Blue is my favorite color, so that's the big reason why. But I also grew up watching more like Voyager and Enterprise, like tail end of Voyager and most of Enterprise was the most common stuff that I would see on TV. I had trouble trying to watch DS9. DS9 didn't grab my attention very much at all. That's a very slow burn for me. It takes a lot to really get me interested in that kind of a show. But I think that also getting into this might be a hot opinion, but being able to get through and enjoy DS9, I think really prepped me for watching Discovery, because there's a lot of that almost soap opera like drama and, you know, like interpersonal character relationships that you see there. Because DS9 is basically a space soap opera with a lot more, you know, like changes of actual battle stuff too, but so much of it is drama on the promenade. Also, Star Trek 2009 and Into the Darkness, the Enterprise themselves were set way too narrow by... Oh, I don't know about those details. Hi, Misa. How you doing tonight? Now look how Enterprise got blown up in size. I know, like, it's split nacelle struts on Disco SNW Enterprise. Looks nice redone. I never got into the ship details that much. I always approached the new series, new ships as kind of you know, like a unique design. It was always worthwhile for me to reset my mindset when a lot of that stuff came up. It is a little bit sad though that the Abrams stuff didn't really make it into any actual series. We got ads starting in 2 minutes. We might be able to get the faction hunt done in one trip, hopefully. It didn't happen last night. Did it even? I don't even know if this has been scoring. Oh, I already used my Cisco health boost. We're eking out a little bit of extras. I think we're gonna die on this one though. Yeah, I just can't quite do faction hunt on one go. But I did it last night. I finished it off with the Dauntless. I'm gonna do that again tonight. So I'm not gonna make that extra trip up there. Oh, where's the Dauntless? Where's the Dauntless? There. There we go. Dallas is awesome for cleanup jobs like that for me. Disco would have pissed me off at least somewhat less if it was set in an alternative universe, not the main Star Trek timeline. Even then, Michael Burnham is my least favorite Starfleet officer. Yeah. She's... I mean, I definitely wouldn't say that she's my favorite, but she represents a different version of Star Trek, you know? And I don't know. I think overall, like, there was a lot of good character development there. The series took a lot of really stupidly wild turns. I don't want to get into too many details because I know there are people that haven't watched it all the way through, and I've heard people say that they are in the middle of watching it or are, you know, not finished with it. But it's I really enjoyed like 3 seasons of it. I'll put it that way. Out of, I don't remember how many that they had, if it was 7 or 5. There's only like 3 that I'd say that I really enjoyed. Would have been a more interesting Star Wars character than a Star Trek one. I can't disagree with you there, especially with the... I don't really want to get into too many details. I don't want to do spoilers. There are aspects of... some of the events throughout the Discovery thing that would have definitely been more aligned with some Star Wars stuff. Could have made for some interesting Star Wars stuff. I could definitely agree with that. And some of it was confusing and absolutely unnecessary. Like, there's 2 seasons of Discovery that could be absolutely dropped and have 0 impact on the series, if you ask me. Okay, I just had to make sure that none of the season passes were still running. Interstellar Dominance, we are on... That seems weird to have that running in the middle. Across the arc like that. But we got station advancement today. Tomorrow being ship advancement. I'm taking this event series off. I didn't want to spend materials this close to the arc. Just because there hasn't been a lot in this arc that I found interesting throughout Academy, so I wanted to make sure that I had a good opportunity to run with anything that comes next month if the arc content is more interesting or engaging for me. Because I don't foresee it happening specifically, but you know, if they do, it'll be interesting to see.
Tired, you pour your
exclamation point join to get into the next dungeon. So I think one thing I want to do while we have some extra time for events is I want to go stock up a little bit on some Gorn stuff. Yes. Because I've been barely keeping up on that. Yeah, I was debating if that's something I actually needed to keep up with. But yeah, there's officers in here that I still need. And yeah, need the Apex recruit to turn in for that. Get extra ship parts, and then officers here. Still chasing 709 and finishing Chakotay. And then speed ups and a little bit of rare 6-star. Extra stuff that's good. It's good to get stocked up and keep stocked up on all that stuff. I was using the Transigen's ship efficiency or loop efficiency stuff. Has been limping me along a little bit. Because I was able to get that. I finished off the protector, so I'm off of that. So it's basically silence I was using it for. And then the Gorn efficiency. But I don't have any of the artifacts that I need anymore. So the rare ship exchange wasn't useful. The Prime Orbit medallions, all G4 and G5 stuff. So I don't have any of that applicable. Maybe for the 6-star ship parts would be worthwhile to keep going with this. Because getting rare ship parts is still useful. Not so much the surveys, but the Interceptor and Explorer. So yeah, doing silent is still a worthwhile thing. I don't remember if these actually go boom. Okay, they do. So I'm gonna probably leave that sitting in there overnight and just randomly going through and hitting that. I took the silent hostiles off, but I'm going to put them back on because I didn't realize they had the ship parts in there.
There's no federation, no other nations that can match the fleet that is under his command. That is under his command in any operation. His reputation is something that you can count on.
But generally speaking, I like to run these ships basically through one run of hull. This might be getting to the point where it's effective enough against these hostiles that it doesn't wear down quick enough. Because I think usually it was like a 20 or 30-minute time span. The last time that I'd done it up here, where the ship was still alive, but it looks like this one's not taking any more damage. The I don't know if I put some tech on here that was worthwhile, or if it's just the extra research from the surge research making a difference. If I recall, it was the Star Trek fans that fought harder for Star Wars than Star Wars owned fans when too much Star Wars horse crap was pulled. I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me, because there was a lack of Star Trek content for quite a while there. So, like, a lot of Star Trek fans could have definitely been clinging on to Star Wars to satisfy their sci-fi cravings. I know I enjoy both IPs quite equally, and for a little bit of different reasons. But I mean, it's kind of the same thing with that too. Like, I loved all of the new movies for Star Trek or Star Wars. Just the same way I loved all the new movies for Star Trek. Like, yes, they're different and everything, but you know, things are 40 some years apart. There's gonna be a different way of doing things. Unlike any IP that spans that much time can stay stale in the past and still thrive. I don't think it's a healthy recipe. Not for long-term survivability, at least. See, I disagree with that, Dustin. I think that brought a little bit of a fresh life and new perspective to a lot of it. And it made it more in touch for a broader audience. I think that's the best way that I would put it. And I think there was probably a little bit of a misunderstanding that some of the traditionalists weren't gonna automatically latch onto it for being part of the old IPs. And it was more of an effort to reach out to add additional people. But some people did definitely feel alienated from it because it had picked up some of the modernized concepts of different things and all that stuff, which it's unfortunate that topics like that can be a little polarizing, because I mean, at least Star Trek specifically spent a lot of time talking about building up tolerance and acceptance and all that stuff, and seeing people tear down something that is trying to showcase that's a little bit disappointing to me. And I don't disagree, Dustin. Like, it was still a fresh concept. Like, there's always room for improvement when they try to do the new stuff like that. And Like, you could definitely tell that they changed, but they backed down a little bit, especially in Discovery as Discovery went on. Like, it became a little less pronounced, a little less forward, with still being able to recognize it and having it present. It's always been interesting. Jesus Christ. That was a good one. How much do we got? 6 million. How far does the 6 million go? 6 million volatile and 21,000 apex. So it's not the apex so much. The apex I'm pretty good stocked on. It's the volatile. Which one does Chapel boost? Volatile, okay. It's like, I think I'm doing it right. It doesn't take long to stock up, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Like I said, I'm just a little disappointed that the ship has the hull that it does up here, because it's way better, way more fun for me when, like a ship dies within 10 minutes, because then I can put a stop to something really quick. I don't like the forever grind things, unless it's something like the Dauntless where I can just set it and forget it. But I mean, I'm a limited grinder. I don't like grinding hostiles all that much in this game. I'm not the kind of person that can sit down for 6 hours and just kill reds. If I was, I'd probably be doing like three ships in the system or something. My one favorite photo ops picture is Discovery way in the Harry Mud time warping episode in the bar scene when Kayla Denmark public romantic. Oh boy, Dustin, those words are hard to read, man. The Harry Mud episodes on Discovery were very fun episodes. I don't specifically remember that, though. It's been a long time since I've seen that that season of Discovery. That's been a long time. It'd be worthwhile to go back and watch it again at some point. I was kind of hoping that there would have been a Discovery revisit at some point to make an excuse to go back and watch some of the earlier episodes at least. Basically until the reboot. Because I don't think it really... I don't think the game got very far into the whole disco seasons. I don't think the game really got past season 2. It's hard to remember. Because this... We had Discovery twice. Maybe it did come part as some of the later ones. The Klingon Cleave ship. You're past me on that one. That one does not ring a bell. Oh, that was part of the season 1, season 2 stuff.
Captain, we've been riding with you through the comets and the asteroids too. We don't mind the danger, we don't mind the food when we're flying through the stars with you. Captain, we've been fighting for you, saving everyone you tell us to. We're in for the long haul, see this mission through. It's an honor serving under you. There's trouble in the
Season 1. That's been a long time since I've seen season 1. Yeah, I can vaguely remember it. Now that I've seen the fandom article, Memory Alpha, I can vaguely remember it, but it's been so long. That did not finish off the Romulans. Oh, it did. I was like, there's no way it didn't. Let's see. Any other specialty loops that we could stock up on tonight? Maybe Academy? Yes, we could do some training merits. Do a run of Academy. I just did Gorn. I did a run of Gorn. I don't need to do Silence anymore, so I can skip those. I'll do a quick run of Academy Hostels. Voyager's handy to do. I'm way down with Voyager. I've got a good chunk of the loops like done. Voyager went really fast for me. Like I feel like I completed that loop way before a lot of people did for some reason. Like I found a very efficient path through that thing and I just knocked it out. It also helped not ever having to get level locked on anything with it too. But like, yeah, all the stuff that's archived, I don't really have to concern myself with. It wouldn't be a bad idea for me to go run a couple of Zindi Armadas. Voyager for the Fisha parts and more Latinum is handy to get. Yeah, it definitely was. Like, there was a lot of good stuff in there. The extra ship parts really came in handy, especially when you're trying to finish out scrapping a Devore for a Fisha. It's kind of funny because I can't even see some of the refinery stuff for the stuff that's been archived. Like, I still get the Battleship Explorer and Interceptor parts, even though they're just 5-star, but there's still ship XP in them. So, like, it maintains some relevance. I don't care about the 5-star parts as much, but the ship XP is handy, because that's still the same for all the way up to G7 stuff. Yeah, maxing the Cerritos, maxing the Amalgams. Still one of those claims that I do every day. Yeah, well, I mean, it gets to a certain point where those loops need to be retired. There is only so much time that a person can spend in a day doing these loops. Wait, what did I say I was going to do? Academy. So we can put Rachel on. I think I can hit the 71s with Loot Crew. Where are we? I'm lost in space. There we go. Well, I was gonna say the systems lost their skulls, but it's because I was on mining. I would say that, you know, like this loop is very similar to... I would say this loop is very similar to what Voyager was, except instead of doing mining, it's the duo waves. It's got a lot of similarities, it feels like. And then instead of ship parts, it's officers. I don't know. I haven't been really excited about this loop. My biggest goal is that they hopefully do not really keep the officer laurels in tied into this loop specifically. I'm hoping at some point that they introduce sourcing outside of the academy loop for those officer laurels. Which I know they will at some point, because pretty much every loop has been expanded to outside of its original, or every feature thing's been expanded outside of its original loop at some point. Or most of them, at least. So as long as they keep up a little bit of that, that'll be good. Alright, as long as I've got the Dauntless crewed up, we're gonna go do a run of aggregations. Because I try to do at least one of those every day. Because it's not quite efficient enough at doing the 61s quite yet. So it takes a couple of runs to really keep it stocked. I wonder how popular is mining Lat Rush Mondays. I can say, like, this past Monday was one of the first times that I really took a look around And there was only a couple of players that were in the 50s on my server that were mining concentrated latinum, which almost surprised me a little bit, because I kind of expected a little bit more people to be doing it, because points score pretty heavy. But I think a lot of people just get enough points off of their regular mining loops, just for like their faction daily stuff, that they just generally do that. But that's kind of part of an aging server too. Because this server is 7 years old now. So a lot of us are G5 and higher. Very significant portion. But there's always people that are gonna try hard on those leaderboards. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, it's usually the same people that score in them. Which, I don't know, it used to be kind of a worthwhile thing when that was like the best place to be able to get parts for the Devore. But at this point in the game, like, it's not really worth doing the leaderboard to me. There's not a lot of great payout from it. Where and what level can you buy more Fuchsia locking warp interlock? I believe that's in the Voyager refinery. Is that not what I saw there? I should look here first. No. No, that's for the Voyager itself. Then that might be a Ferengi store kind of thing. I don't know what level would be the requirement for that specifically, though. I'm gonna drop down to 70 real quick to see if I can nab a couple extras. A couple bonus runs. Still a pretty good pull. 1392. That's like 3 days, 3.5 days worth of pulls. Plus if I can get an extra one. Secondary Fusion or the Warp Core Interlock level 41. Yeah, we used to have like the regular end of arc event stores. And that was the source for a lot of that kind of stuff. But they got rid of those end of arc event stores when they started the Ferengi store. And they put a good chunk of the stuff that we would normally find in that there. But again, I'm not quite at that specific level to have looked for it. Maybe it'll show up at Fisha 45. I wouldn't expect it to show up based on ship level. I could be wrong, though. They do have some weird triggers on some of the stuff. I don't know specifically if that would be one of them, though. That might be a spreadsheet kind of thing, though.
Every planet is calling us back to be where you are. And when you hear my voice, I'll be there in your heart.
Well, that might be old enough that we don't have a lot of information available in spreadsheets for that. Ops progression. I don't feel like this would be a progression thing. Especially ship sourcing and ranking. Let me pull this up. This isn't really easy to look at because it's zoomed way out. But I'm going to put... So it's sourceable from the Ferengi event store. As far as the ship goes. Exclamation point join to get in on the dungeon. I don't know if that includes the tier up materials like you're asking about. But I think that would be a good place to look. Would be the next Ferengi event store. I don't see... I don't see anything else that shows any sourcing things for that ship for the Fisha. I would have made that top guy sweat about Lat Rush. I had my second and third Fisha without 41 Warp Core interlocks. Those things can crank out points. Those things can definitely crank out some major points. Ah, boo, it's the single pull day. So, basically, what is this? Day 28 of Athena being a thing. Progression is 23% of the way there. So it's a little bit under 1% per day. So far. So it's a 100-day ship. It's a 100-day ship. If you can engage at the minimum levels to be able to participate in the to be able to get the turn-ins into the refinery. I know it's still something that a lot of people are having problems trying to get the drones if they don't have the perfect level lock, the perfect level match for themselves. I know that there's still people that have a little bit of struggle with it. Hopefully everybody's able to work through it and can get that Athena unlocked and start using that against the Venari Rawl and make that loop a little bit easier and kind of work through it and get that building upgraded. But yeah, the reason I didn't even go after the Athena financially is the only thing that I really found of value in here is the command laurels, the officer laurels. Everything else wasn't important for me. And that's only if there's an officer that I find important, that I'm going to be sorry about that. Eventually you'll have more than enough warp range not to worry about the lower level tier Fisha. Yeah, that's true. Like, you'll naturally get extra warp range, especially like your fleet commander Kirk, being able to get that his ability maximized for your level really helps. I unseated all my fleet commanders the other day to double check scrapping on G5 ships, and it was amazing all the stuff I couldn't reach with him off of the deck. Thank you for the follow, or thank you for the subscription, Aaron Russell. How you doing tonight? Already planning for Ops 51 Novas. That's a good thing. Like, it's really good in this game to plan things out. The more planning you can do, the easier time you have with things. And you've almost always got a really good opportunity to test out the next ops levels hostiles, so that you can, as our friend Mufasa coined, make sure you can punch up before you ops up. Because that's more key now in today's game than it has ever been before. And it's mainly with the newer specialty hostiles that starts at Ops 51. So when you're getting ready to make that jump, Dustin, it wouldn't hurt to take a run at some of the V'ger hostiles if you can reach the space. And making sure you can smack like 5 of them or something. It's gonna be the stuff that's right off of Federation 4-star space from Gamma Cedra on past. If you can access that without any warp blocks or anything, just making sure you can knock down some of the 51s in here would be beneficial before you actually jump to 51. And Rehan is the name of the system here. That's the first entry point into the V'ger systems. That's the only thing that you would have to be concerned about. And being as you're not doing the loop currently, might not even be a big deal to if you can't do it now. It's like maybe that might not be a thing that you really worry about until you get into 53 with your 53 ship. Yeah, if you finish all the research and stuff, you should be fine. Should be fine. It is one of those things, if you push too fast, you can get ahead of yourself with those hostiles. But that was like the first gut check for people. Because usually all the hostile stuff's always been really easy. Really easy. You know, like you always had the ability to punch up 5, 6, 7 levels, no problem. Getting into V'ger, unless you had a well-balanced account, it was really hard to punch up more than like 1 or 2 levels for a lot of people. And some people even struggle hitting hostiles at their level. And some of that takes some strong crewing too. You don't want the same show you had at Ops 40 to Ops 42, 43, and 44. Yeah, I mean, it's a learning curve. It's definitely a learning curve. And like you said, you have a lot of specialty ships to get into and everything too. So that helps get the, you know, get caught up just getting those ships. Because that's kind of the same way, like my low ops account, I pushed that to level 30 a little bit hesitantly. I had ran out of research materials and buildings for 29, and it bothers me a little bit to leave those queues empty. So I opted up to 30 just because it starts opening up some more specialty buildings and starts in on some extra loops. And especially Transigen. Transigen I really wanted to get into because those artifacts are so amazing. Hey Tacos, how's it going? Like Captain Borg Jayla, Captain another Borg officer, and Chancellor Gorkon. Yeah, Jayla can make a really good captain. She can make a really good captain. Because that mitigation ability that she adds really helps survivability and things. Behind on Squall too. It's one of those things, like getting in. Thank you, Tacos. Getting into like those loops, it takes so much time to get the ship blueprints. And you know, like I feel like it would be so much better served that, especially when you're in a catch-up level, that if they gave you the blueprints for those ships and let you play with play into the loop immediately. Like when they give you the building, they should give you the ship blueprints that associate with that, because it takes so much time to do the loops themselves as far as upgrading the ship. And yeah, it's it'd be so much better for progression if they just opened up the ship blueprints to be a full giveaway. Even if it was like a minimal engagement in the loop. Because like one of the things that I'm having with my level 29 account is like I can't kill the Transigen chasers, the Suliban hostiles, in the 32 system. My ships are just not capable of engaging with them. And I kind of have struggle with that in Augment Exile space too. Like those hostiles are just a little bit stronger than what my ship's really capable of engaging against. To do it effectively, to be able to build the Reliant. And so like the only realistic entry into the Augment Exile loop is hunting OPC. Yeah, definitely not enough. Even if it was just a free claim in the store. Like you didn't have to do the faction loop and turn in some, or didn't have to do the loop and turn in some of the loot from the loop for the blueprints. Even if it was just getting a drip of blueprints, you need 200 blueprints, give you 10 or 20 a day. You know, that way you have some time to get into the loop a little bit. But I mean, you're never fully engaged in the loop until you have that specialty ship. There are a few examples of loops that don't rely heavily on their specialty ships. But then again, maybe at the beginning it may be important. They're always useful, at least. They don't hold you back if you have them. Like, I don't know. What was the last one? Mantis. Mantis was a good example. Like, you don't need the ship to attack the Actian hostiles. Like, if you have a Talios, Talios takes care of those really nicely. You know, like, that was a really great example of a loop that and some of that had to be, like, that came out for level 32. I was level 42 when it came out, kind of a thing. So throughout the entire life of that ship, it was behind and catching up. Yes, the Mantis thing itself, the ship was used for. And it's great for the stinging. Thank you for that bye, Asian boy. Like, the Mantis is great for that stinging. It's still used in arenas to debuff the opponents. I mean, it's still not an irrelevant ship. And then once you get into the X-Borg faction far enough, you get that daily claim for the Mantis available in there. Like, you don't really have to go grind any of the Actians ever again. Like, that was... The freebooters and the X-Borg did a lot to help clean up some of the weird loops. It would have been nice if they would have kept up with it and kept continuing it. Because it was kind of the... IA before the IA existed, if I remember correctly. It fulfilled that role to a degree. And I don't know what level that stuff opens up at. But yeah, there's the lap mining, Defiant. I think the Mantis one went away when it got archived. But Fisha, Stella, Defiant. I don't know if Voyager and any other ships ended up in there at all. But like even this, I still have some of these favors to do yet. Was in the late 30s or Ops 40 plus before you got your first Stella. Yeah, it's if you don't know to focus on it, it's not something easy to be directed to pick up in the game. And to be honest, the whole Stella loop is kind of outdated. And I question how important it really is for the game. Because I don't think I have unlocked Stella on my 30 account yet. I focused on unlocking the Vidar first since we had events this month for the Vidar. Resources. Mats, even with limited uses. Yeah, it's a very small drip. I don't think that's that big of a benefit from that loop particularly. I've rarely ever used the material turn-in the Stella refinery, to be honest. I mean, even now with the bulk claims, if we would have had the bulk claims, I would have had it programmed at a time when it was relevant, but it was extra clicks that didn't give a lot of payoff, and I didn't want to spend the extra 3 minutes to go through the Stella refinery, the Rogue refinery, or the Rogue faction store. Because when those were still fairly relevant, that was a significant amount of time to go through this. But yeah, like the ship parts and the crystal and stuff. I've used a couple of turn-ins at different times. I've used a couple of them, but not a significant amount. And I use the Vidar since you made the Talios stronger and faster and better warp range. Well, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. Like, Vidar gets retired into Talios. Like, you're not really designed to have both ships. You know, like the way the loop was kind of designed, you scrapped the Vidar and built the Talios and, you know, never looked back from that point. But they make it way too easy to source those ships. Like, way too easy to source those ships. So it's like, you can build like 5 Franklins with no effort. Like, it's weird. Some people get pissy when players show up to Apex Armadas and ships other than Stella. Well, it's reasonably so, because there is a lot of loot boost that's based on the Stella, and it throws off those loot tables in a very significant fashion if you use anything else. I mean, if it was equivalent power, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Because if you're bringing in a 2 million power ship, you're not really throwing anything off. But if you're bringing in a 20 mil power ship, you are significantly throwing off the loot table. And not doing yourself or anybody else any favors. Because the loot gets divided by the ship power. So you get the total percentage of the loot based on the total ship power. And so if your ship represents 80% of the power, you get 80% of the rewards from that armada. And if you're not using a Stella, that value is not really getting boosted. Because there's a very significant boost for using a Stella. And then so people are, instead of splitting, you know, roughly 20% of the loot, people are splitting 5% of the loot. So they're getting a quarter of the rewards that they normally would be able to get. And that makes a difference really fast. That adds up. So yeah, I don't blame anybody that gets mad about people not joining. Now it's a little bit different if you don't have a Stella yet, because obviously you need to build a Stella, and doing those armadas are an easy way to get that in there. Well, again, Dustin, that's 100% dependent on what the power is. Because there's no armadas in exchange space that you can't do with all Stellas. It's all about proper crewing. As long as everybody crews correctly, then even the 45s go down with these. And sometimes that just takes a little bit of teaching and training some of your alliance members to get them to using the correct crews to be able to get those 45s down consistently and effectively. Yeah, your Vindicator's way overpowered to be doing an exchange armada then. Or 36k, 36 million. 36 million. Because, like, even my Stella is, like, 7... Or, no, that's 25. Holy shit, those things have gotten huge. Holy fucking power creep, dude. That's crazy to me. I mean, if your alliance has Vindicators or Stellas that are coming in at like 25 mil, 22 mil, 36 mil isn't super bad. It's still not great though. Because the biggest thing is there's that 600 times or 6 times the Armada loot there, plus whatever extra comes from research. I don't remember where the research... Wasn't there an M button on here you could switch to, or you look at? Wasn't there a link that you could click to get to the research? I don't remember if there was any of the research that specified the loot increase. Where are we? I'll I feel like there are. Bonus shots. Efficiency for materials. Max cargo. Enemy damage. Bonus loot 500%, so that's up to 1100%. Yeah, so I mean, you get 10 times loot with the Stella. Which one could argue that you could use big ships with loot crews if everybody comes in with a fairly equal power ship. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But it's just one of those things that's... It's way easier for everybody if everybody brings the specialty ship for that. Yeah, the Rialta can do so much shit. The Rialta is scary too. I mean, I've seen Rialtas take down like G4 ships in PvP. Like, no problem. It's so stupid. And some of that has to do with the ship's ability too. No, I was thinking the ISS Jelly. Or the USS Jelly. The USS Jelly does some crazy things. Because, like, I can take down capital traders with the USS Jelly. This little 4-mil ship can take down the capital traders. Yeah, but the Stella research only pays into the Stella ship. As far as the loot boosts go. There's not a lot of places where it's that important. It's a very, very niche issue with that loop. I mean, there's always something to be said about using the right level ship for the Armada too. Because, you know, bringing too big of a ship divides the loot unevenly, which causes problems. And like, there's something to be said, like you mentioned, if you're using it to punch up, you know, like a smaller level player starting an Armada that's way beyond their abilities, and having a high level player with a big ship finish it for them, and they just get that starting chest, especially in like the continuum loop, even in G5, G6 space, like that's a very, very, very useful way for people to be able to get stocked up on loops. The Borg spheres is another one too. The Vinculum stuff, where you did the group Armadas after you do the solos. Like, that's a really good one to punch up with riding the whale tail. Like, anywhere that can be done is worth taking advantage of. But just for regular Armadas like Stella, there's generally no need for big ships. The loop does very well on its own.
Hey, boy.
Hey, D-Well. When he's talking about his tail. That's... Yeah, you caught me on that one. You caught me on that one.
Fuck yourself, Guppy!
MJ Hat's duck avatar had me fixated for an hour. Did it just keep on getting turned on? Or was he using the duck avatar the entire time? Where's D-Whale that it's still daylight? D-Whale is in New Zealand? It was a cute duck. I've seen it, and he was showing it off on the stream because you can do one of the redemptions. Yeah, New Zealand. Has it had an Fed Commander uniform? Yeah, I think at some point I'm gonna have to do something similar to. I'm gonna have to do something similar. I think it's such a cute thing that everybody should have one handy. Because I think there are certain things that I think as a community it's kind of a cool thing to kind of have a little bit of an understanding that when you join a stream that certain things can happen, to have a consistency, and having that transformation into another kind of character isn't a bad thing to have as a common community deal. Keep your handy to yourself. You might not say those words like that if you were here. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of a quick silent run too. Times I wish there was a puke emote. I used to have one. I used to have a really good one. I don't know which streamer it was. I gotta go find it because it was a really good one. I think the only one I've got now is like a barf. And it's not quite that good. It's not bad, but it doesn't have the same effect as like full on vomit. Where's the... There it is. I was like, I have not been up into the silent space in such a long time. I've been using the transigen loop efficiencies for that so much. My other characters are dumb fucking idiot that can't play chess, and I'm brilliant. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't do the duck thing particularly. I feel like that's kind of like a mini niche thing. But the maybe the lower decks thing might try to get like a lower decks character. Oh, it would have to definitely be a bunny. It would definitely have to be a bunny. I'll have to go through like the whole lower deck series and see if there is already a species that resembles a wabbit, or if that has to be a little bit of creative liberty. Maybe it's just a matter of using my my opening scene astronaut. Baldrin needs a Baldron Howard avatar. That is a great example of a Baldron. Ron Howard is a great example of a Baldron. Did he ever end up ending stream? Lost needs house MD. That'd be a crazy one, like the Family Guy version. Like the Family Guy version of House. I thought I was gonna pick these two instead of the two that were next to me. Yeah, Ruby's got South Park Ruby now. That'll have to be something at some point. It's a fairly basic effect to make. Transition. I think I'll just do this up to 10 mil and call that that. Who else needs a character? Taco sent you a horrifying avatar. An avatar for you. I was just thinking of like a taco-fied. What a taco-fied cottontail would look like to be able to use on Tuesdays. Thank you for the 3-stream streak, D-Camel. I can't say that I particularly agree that that's close to 100, but I do appreciate it so much. It's violent. Okay, now I gotta look. Oh, jeez. I don't even think I can show that on Twitch. I don't think I could actually show that on Twitch. That might be a community guideline violation. Wow. Yeah, like that's a little unnecessary, to be honest. I'm not certain I understand the point of that. Although, to be honest, it is a decent representation of what it is. The other one is cute. I can imagine. I mean, you don't think of the violent side all that often. You definitely think of the cute side way more. See, like that I can show. That I could show. The other one I don't think I could actually show. But I don't want to spoil your fun stuff. I think that's a good jumping off point for some branding, though, to be honest. Like, I mean, that one's almost ready for like a coffee mug. Man, I keep on expecting to look over my microscape and seeing a little notification that says that I get a butterfly companion. But it just really does not want to happen. I got the first 2 pets relatively easy. And these next 2 have been a little more difficult. I can start moving on to the next trees pretty soon. I'm almost at the level to go to the used trees. But the problem is my fire making skill is quite a bit off from being able to burn those logs. So it'll be interesting to see how far I can get with this this run of maples. So I think I'm gonna let that run overnight, doing wood cutting on the maple trees, and then cut it over to yew trees tomorrow after I start run through the all the maple I have for fire making. And see how far that gets me, because if it can get me darn close to 60, I might even pick up a couple of potions to see if I can get some extra XP out of things. But if I can get some extra, get that fire making to catch up to the wood cutting. A complete pick with all the streamers as South Park characters would look cool. That would be interesting. What would we do with Chad, though? We just leave him as a Delta badge? But Chad's Canadian, so we have to Canadianify the Delta badge. Split head, yeah. He looked like a Zippo lighter more than a Delta badge. That's an interesting thought. Who else? I mean, because we've also got Samo Canadian. Moose, Tin Man. Could have our own little offshoot of the Canadians. Am I forgetting anyone? Sam totally fits that too. She's got the right kind of gregariousness that it works. That's right. It's Cottontail. Okay, last day to collect your infinite diversity, infinite combinations if you want the avatar or the title or the frame. I didn't realize that the frame and the title were in the same thing. Or the title and the avatar were in the same one. we have any event store stuff that are expiring? Paragon Recruits. If you have not done your Paragon Recruits, use those. Those will expire and go away. If you picked up a ship upgrade token, you still have 2 weeks to use that. Ceres Invasion Store still up. I don't know if we have any other recruits. The cadre seemed like they went down a little quicker than I expected. I kind of had hoped that they would be up as long as the Paragon recruits were. Admirals, officers, no. One of these other ones was going to be expiring, I thought. Maybe not. Yeah, it's mainly the Paragon recruits. If you have any of the Paragon recruit tokens, make sure to use those up. All right, let's go right into Warp Drive 5 and Scribbler and all the friends over there. I went way longer tonight than I expected to. Glad we had some really awesome conversations. The game's actually going down a little bit earlier tonight than normal. So maintenance starts in 3.5 hours. Me but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Good night, Dragon Ghost Rider. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody to be here. I know it wasn't covering a lot of the new arc stuff, but I know that there's a lot of other people that are taking care of that, so I just wanted to make sure that we had a regular, fairly normal stream tonight. Take care of all the normal stuff. I'll be live again tomorrow night at around the same time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Probably give away a little bit of cash, a little bit of money, doing some marbles for the new battle passes. And yeah. 7 a.m. we'll have the Dawn of the Arcfall over on Mufas's channel. 7 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. And then following that at 10 a.m. Eastern, I believe, would be over on Ultravetica's. So hope everybody has a great night and a successful Arcfall.